So welcome to the 2025 Accelerate EdTech Summit. Yay! So before we get started, and I was going to give a very brief overview of the Accelerator for Learning, I wanted to make sure that we were acknowledging the land that we sit on. So we will listen to a very brief video from our land acknowledgement and the indigenous community that we sit on.
Stanford sits on the ancestral lands of the Muwekma Ohlone tribe.
This land was and continues to be of great importance to the Ohlone people.
Consistent with our values of community and inclusion,
We have a responsibility to acknowledge, honor, and make visible
the university's relationship to Native peoples.
So as many of you know, the Graduate School of Education recently moved to a new facility, to an incredible new building that you are invited to go and discover throughout the day while you are on campus, if you have not already. But to me, this new building is actually a metaphor for what we are trying to build. Because in many ways, what the Stanford Accelerator for Learning is trying to do is really building this new architecture for learning, a new architecture of learning that's grounded in science, that's rooted in talent, the talent that is in this room and beyond, that's powered by innovation, and we saw some incredible projects yesterday from our students and recent alumni, that's driven by ecosystem collaborations, and clearly this event is one of the symbol of this. And then last but not least, centered in humanity. And we believe at the Stanford Accelerator for Learning that the moment for change is now, because there are some big forces at play, including obviously the AI revolution that's under play, that's impacting how we learn, how we teach, how we work, how we relate, how we connect as humans. Also incredible neuroscience breakthroughs that are helping us understand how humans learn, how our brains work. And then last but not least, an incredible set of digital innovation with a lot of new data that are informing precision in schools like we have not seen before. And at the Stanford Accelerator, our mission is actually quite simple, but in so many ways very profound. We are trying to move research to practice and then practice to impact. And our vision is a world where innovation drives effective and joyful learning for all. We are just getting started. We started the Accelerator for Learning about 5 years ago, but very proud to report some early data points. One is that we have funded so far 160 projects across students and faculty and many other community members around us that are supporting those innovations to thrive. And then if we aggregate the impact across all this portfolio of projects, we are very proud that some of those projects are reaching already thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. And if we aggregate all of them, that sums to 5 million learners having been reached through this portfolio of solutions that we have funded. Thank you. So today we have in the room incredible education change makers, educators, of course, many of you in the room, researchers, innovators, so EdTech and Big Tech are represented in the room. Many students from Stanford and also some high school students are with us. and you will hear from one amazing one in a moment, and then some policymakers as well. And we are united today by one inquiry, which is the following one, which is frankly the biggest question that we get at the accelerator, which is what does it mean to be future ready in this age of AI? And that's a question that families, parents, students are asking. That's a question that researchers are exploring. That's a question that many educators are facing day to day. And a lot of edtech and big tech companies are also trying to address. So that's really the agenda for today, and the inquiry is this big question about what it means to be future ready. With this, I wanted to introduce my very dear colleague, Dr. Victor Lee. Dr. Victor Lee is going to MC the day. He dressed up for the occasion, as you will see. Victor is not only an assistant professor here at the Graduate School of Education, he's also the faculty lead for AI and education at the Stanford Accelerator for Learning. And as many of you may know about his work, leading work on academic integrity, on AI literacy, and many other fronts on data science. So an incredible colleague who is really driving so many areas of advances on how we learn with AI. With this, Victor, thank you and welcome.
Hi, everybody. I'm back. I was really surprised that they asked me back from last year. If you did come to last year's summit, this was unexpected riffing from the stage, but I think some really great conversations. I was reluctant to come back, but if you've been paying attention to the news, there have been cuts to higher education, so I am picking up side gigs. I do weddings, bat mitzvahs, and I MC EdTech summits. So I said, okay, I'm willing to do this one. We have to make sure we don't repeat some of the things that had happened last year by accident. So for example, there was a situation where it was an accidental twin with somebody in the audience where we happened to dress exactly the same, and luckily we avoided that this year. Isn't that right, Table 7? You're gonna be tasked with the question, who wore it better throughout the entire day, and the answer is him. But yes, if you have not met me previously, I am a professor here. I am working intensely with educational technology, AI, and I'm also donning this sporty bow tie for today. And you'll see me throughout, helping us to transition from speaker to speaker and reminding you when it's time to come back and sit down and eat or to engage in conversation. Now, one of the things that I've talked to many people who've attended the summit before that everyone really appreciates is that there's a real opportunity to engage with one another. So I'm going to ask you a quick question. Why do we have round tables? If you're thinking it's so that they don't fall down the manhole, wrong question. This is actually to get you to all talk with one another. And that's something we're going to encourage you to do throughout the day today. So what I'd also like to do is break down some of the formality that we tend to have coming into these events. And I'm going to encourage everybody to use your fists. Not for fights, but for fist bumping. So I encourage you to just give a nice friendly fist bump to somebody at your table, and throughout the day as you get acquainted, we're gonna change up a little bit of our greeting, have a little bit of fun with it. I'm gonna fist bump the speakers as they come to the stage. Don't leave me hanging. You can make it explode. You know, you can just keep it tight. That's good, some murmur and laughter. So keep those fists moving. Now, pull out your cell phones because we want to start you with a question today and to keep some of the buzz and the energy going. So you'll see a QR code pop up on the slides, which will have a poll everywhere. Has everybody had experience with poll everywhere? Basically, take the phone, scan the QR code, and respond to the prompt there. There it is. And the question is, what is the most important skill you need to be future ready? And as you can tell from the word cloud, we're sort of duking it out between adaptability and critical thinking. Oh, curiosity's coming in for an underdog. A little bit of empathy. Empathy's going away. No, empathy's there. Curiosity's back. Learning's good. Flexibility. Kern, there's a lot of support for Kern. Victoring, thank you. Thank you for that, Mom. All right. Take a chance, if you have not looked up from your phone, because we're not in middle school, and take a look and see some of the things, the major themes that are appearing here. And I think this should be conversation starters, in part because you might say, oh, critical thinking, yeah, critical thinking. But ask each other, what does that mean? How will I know it when I see it? Did what some of the speakers said on this stage today give me some new ideas or new ways to think about that? So in service of that, we do want to get our program going. What you can expect is a number of provocations. You can expect stories, conversation at your table, more fist bumps. I'm hoping there's fist bumps on stage. People sitting in these seats, engaging with each other, engaging with you. But what we're going to start with to get the morning going is we want to begin with 3 perspectives, spark stories, from a slice of stakeholders who've been involved in very critical ways in the education system and are going to be thinking a lot about what does it mean for ed tech to have an impact. So our guests today are going to be Annika Kumar, who is a high school student missing class today to join us, so we're very grateful to her. But she's going to be sharing some of her thoughts and experiences. She's coming from Gunn High School, which is down the road. We have Adam Siegel, who works at a very exciting, compelling alternative school structure and is a teacher and science department co-chair. And then Bob Hoover, a distinguished practitioner in residence at the Stanford Accelerator for Learning, founder of Nairobi Schools, and has been an amazing figure in a lot of the comings and goings and political changes that are continued works in progress in the area. So without further ado, Annika, I would love for you to come to stage, fist bump, and we're going to get the day started.